Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. I just wanted to start off by I really wanted to communicate with everyone. I know that I haven't been making as many videos as I have in the past. I do plan on picking up more videos. I have been keeping track of what's been going on Holochain. There has been a few dev post updates. We're gonna cover those a little bit later, probably maybe later on tonight or tomorrow. But I wanted to, I had a couple of things that I wanted to mention to you guys. First and foremost, I need many of you guys to remember, all of my subscribers, to remember I'm here to just give people the truth. If you don't like it, tough. If you disagree, by all means, I feel like everyone should always have their own mindset, and you can write me and message me or send it to my email and say exactly why you disagree. So I think it's extremely important. You know, debating is extremely important. But one thing I never do, and the kind of person that I am, is I believe that if you have, a lot of people feel like they can see the future, right? Well, if things go this way, then everything is just going to be wonderful and hunky-dory. That's just not the way it works. And I'm going to tell you guys something, and relates directly to Holochain. As Holochain comes out, you guys have to understand, people have to understand, the Holochain is going to be used for good, and it's going to be used for bad. That just is the way it is. It's going to be used to progress an economy, but it's also going to be used for negative things. What those things are, I have no idea, but it will be. That's just is what it is. It's a technology. Holochain is a technology that is going to improve not only the way social media and community, it's really going to improve the way communication works, right? And so the way communication works, I'm not going to break it down all the way into, but basically there's a sender and then there's a receiver, right? And for a long time through our communications, when we communicate, especially online, right? When we communicate on our little device, we're communicating, but there's a lot of what they call noise, right? So noise is that stuff that distracts you from actually receiving the true message of whatever the individual is saying, right? Why is there a lot of noise in our lives? So there's a lot of noise because of the fact that we have a certain bias, right? So for example, when you have a social media site, because I like to use social media sites as a great example in this case, when I send a message to someone or say something or send a video, that message can possibly, there could be a lot of noise depending on what platform it's on, where it's used from. There's a lot of noise in between. So a lot of times, the way we communicate, we're not really getting, there's too many things in between that's going on. And a lot of times it can get very political, which we already know that how we communicate, a lot of things have gotten very political, especially in the Twitter space. Holochain, you guys noticed on the last AMA, they talked about banning Trump and all this other good stuff. You know, Holochain is going to take the Amazon approach, as I think they should. Now, I do believe that there are bad actors out there, but I don't believe that, I believe that people should be able to control their own thoughts and have their own information and decide whether they want to receive that information, right? Receive the information that they want or deny that information. So, for example, if somebody in a political or arena or whatever, they have an opinion or a comment that I don't like, or I don't like their philosophical goals or however they think, I have the opportunity, I have the choice not to ever have to listen to that person. It's really as simple as that. See, we try to control other people. We have so many. A lot of times we have bias in our thinking, right? Well, we were raised a certain way. We do things a certain way. Or we were raised here in this country or that country. And everyone has a mindset that they've accumulated over time, and they feel like that's the way that things should be. So interrupting how communication works when you're having less of a bias, less bias, I don't know what biasness or whatever it is, but when you're less opinionated and you're receiving information from one part or one person to another, or you're able to receive information that you want to receive information from. For example, I give you a great example. If you have a news outlet out there that's not really biased and just out there saying the news, good luck finding that. I have found a few, but I'm not going to talk about it. But you have a news outlet and they're just giving out the news. Well, I'm going to want to listen to them. I'm not going to want to listen to other news stations that they have a agenda behind it. And that's the thing that you guys have to understand. That's why this technology is actually going to interrupt. It's not just going to interrupt the cloud hosting market. It's going to interrupt. This technology is going to interrupt a whole lot of things. And it's going to make things better. Now, there's also a level of community that Holochain provides a great Holochain provides a great way to be able to create a community. And they're already trying to kind of sort of do this behind the scenes. I already got the gist. I'm not, by the way, I'm not with Holo, the Holo organization. I don't talk to anybody from Holo. I don't know anybody from Holo. Nobody has communicated with me. Nobody has contacted me. So I'm letting you guys know I don't know anything. But I'm just going to assume, and yes, I know when you assume you can make an ass out of you and me, I get it. But a lot of times, I know that as an organization and how companies work, when you form things, you actually have an idea of what you want it to look like. What kind of people you want to actually have not running the show, but using your technology, right? So from my point of view, I think Holo wants a lot of people, different kinds of people to access Holochain. I do think that it's going to give a lot of people opportunities, and obviously it's going to be able, me personally, I believe that Holochain is going to dramatically change the technical world, and it's going to dramatically change how we communicate with each other. So if we take out a lot of the negative things, now on the flip side of that, right, sometimes we have a lot of people out there to where there's maybe a bad actor out there, but that actor is not really bad. Nobody just wants to listen to that person. When I was in school, there was this one, there's always this one kid or a couple kids that says things and they're like, oh man, you think they're kind of weird, it's like everything, you don't really understand them. But it's not that they're wrong, it's just that nobody wants to listen and nobody wants to communicate with them. And I think that that's going to be something that's going to happen within the with Holochain. And this is another reason why I believe that it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a slow progress as people really start to understand how Holochain is going to change the landscape of communication. But that's going to be very few and far in between. A lot of times there's a lot of people that have a lot of things that they want to say. So many people have, they want to change the world. In order to do that, you're going to have to start, and you're going to have to, it makes it easier to build a community. So that person that's not really being paid attention to or nobody's listening to them, they can create a community. And then they can build up, and they can and find other people in which they have aligned goals. See, that's the beauty of the world, is that not everybody has the same goals. Now, all of the goals should be life first. That's my own personal opinion. I don't care what your opinions are. I don't care if you're discriminating against other people, racist, or anything else in between. Life first. I mean, I do care. I think it's wrong to be all of those things, but I'm just saying that take care of life first. No, let's not destroy someone else's life. And a lot of times we become so opinionated and so emotional about all kinds of things that we lose sight of what's really important in life, right? And the most important thing in life is to be able to live your life the way you want and the way you decide. So a lot of times that's where this is where Holochain comes in at, is you're going to own your own. A lot of times you're going to own your own data. And you're going to have an opportunity to be yourself, or have a community where you can kind of sort of be in your happy place, right? And kind of sort of agree with whoever agrees with you. And what's happening is what's going to happen, and what should happen, is that society has social norms, right? So I give you guys a great example. Social norm. I don't really. Social norms is not really my thing. A lot of things I really don't understand. I do understand, but a lot of people, they're conditioned over the years to see things and do things a certain way just because, it's socially awkward or anything. I'll give you guys a good example. So, there are times where I'd be walking in the mall and I want to do push-ups. I'll just get down and do push-ups. I don't care if I'm in front of everybody. I don't. But, that kind of social weird. It's like weird, right? You see somebody in the middle like just doing push-ups. Me personally, I'm like, oh, that guy need to do some push-ups. You need to get some exercise. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people are like, oh, that's kind of weird. Is he got something wrong with his mind? Like, can he go to a gym and do all of that? Like why is he doing that? Like, I don't understand. So there's a lot of things in which we have social norms, and I think that this technology is going to dramatically create social norms. And let's hope, because there's some good social norms out there, right? Let's hope that there's a lot of good social norms out there in which, it's kind of wrong to discriminate against people or say certain things or be a certain way or bigoted or whatever it is. It's wrong. And so you can create a community of positivity. And because that's what it's all about. You want to be positive. Now, at the end of the day, and I want to talk about Holochain, and I'm talking to you guys about this because I want you guys to understand this technology. I don't have any question. There's no question in my mind. It's going to disrupt everything. It is. That's my own personal opinion. Now, when it comes to, you guys notice out there, there's a lot of YouTubers out. That's another thing. But matter of fact, before I even continue on, let me go ahead and talk about when it comes to YouTubing. You guys know I'm not like the best YouTuber out there. I'm not the best communicator out there. I'm not the best vocalist out there. I'm not the most well-spoken out there. I'm just not. That's just not who I am. And I could work on it. Yeah, you can work on anything in life. But the main thing is that to me, this is not the most important thing in my life. The most important thing are other things. But as my communication, many of you guys know, hey, this guy has some good things to say every once in a while, and that's my whole goal. So my goal is to inform people the best that I can of how I feel about the crypto space, Holochain, and different things like that. So that's just where I am and where I'm at. So now going into also the other YouTubers, you'll see there's a lot of YouTubers out there have no idea what they're talking about, but because of the fact that they sound good, they got great, intros. I mean, everything else in between, like they're making it super professional. And I agree, like, people like those things. So, it's hey, why don't you know what you're talking about? And then also be a great communicator in which you can reach a whole lot more people. Unfortunately for me, I don't really have time to practice this stuff. It's just me. I'm just a live guy. This just is what it is. And I have my opinions about certain things, but it just is what it is. So, but some people listen to others like, oh man, Holochain is a great cryptocurrency project, and that it's I hope that they're gonna switch their Holochain. They said Holochain. They're gonna switch their Holochain over into their mainnet. And like, what do you mean gonna switch over? Like they don't. A lot of times these YouTubers don't really understand. And then you have these large YouTubers, right? The YouTubers with all of the subscribers, like 200, 300 plus thousand subscribers and stuff like that. And while I'm not hating on them, because a lot of times I do listen to some of them. They do well, and they're doing great, and they have great information. And that's one of the things I always do. I take information from where I can. Even if somebody have like 15 subscribers, if somebody has something in which I want to listen to, I'm gonna listen to them and see what they have to say. I think that's the most important thing, is to be able to discern the what's right and what's wrong, or what's accurate and what's not accurate. But the main thing is you can't do that if you filter out information. You have to imbibe as much information as you possibly can, and then you work your way on from there. But yeah, you're gonna have all of these YouTubers out there, and then pretty soon they're gonna say, "Oh wow, man, hot! Holochain came out of nowhere, woo!" No, and then there's gonna be a lot of people like, "Oh man, there's 10,000 cryptocurrency projects. I can't keep track of Hot. Hot is in the top 100. Hot was in the top 50. If you're one of the top YouTubers out there, and this is going to happen, by the way, when it starts to get popular, and all these YouTubers are going to start talking about it, they're first going to be like, "Oh well, this came out of nowhere, and I can't keep track of all of these tokens." I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't even know all of the tokens that's in the top 100, but at the same time, I do see them, and it's not gonna pop out of my. It's not gonna be like, "Oh wow, it came out of nowhere. I didn't know." No, it's not gonna be like that. So, and I'm just gonna say this. I don't know this for a fact, but let's say what's a good cryptocurrency project that's down there? PundyX. You know what? Let's say PundyX. VeChain, PundyX, well, whatever. But one of those projects, they just launch up to this. PundyX is a perfect one because a lot of people know VeChain a little bit. But let's say PundyX comes up. No, not even PundyX. Man, that's another. Synthetics is a good one. So it's like, oh man, it came out of nowhere. Like, whoa, what in the world is going on? And here's the thing. No, a lot of times, these YouTubers, they talk about the coins that's going to make them money. A lot of these YouTubers have been in the game for a long time. They've invested in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, a long time ago, back when it was 3 cents. Cardano was 3 cents, 2 cents, even less than a cent. I remember that. Back when Binance Coin, by the way, they just had another burn, but Binance Coin was like, $5, $6? I remember those days. I remember all of those things. So, a lot of these YouTubers, they, once things become popular, then they start going out and then they start saying, "Oh, it came out of nowhere," and all this other this. No, it didn't come out of nowhere. Here's the thing, and I want you guys to understand this. You have to do your own research. So, I would advise everyone to every once in a while take a look at the top 100 and the coins that's mostly in the top 100. Every once in a while, just take a peek at what they're doing or what the project is. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that you can keep yourself aware of exactly what's going on within the marketplace. So when Holochain takes off and it becomes big, they're going to be like, "Oh, well, we didn't see this coming," and blah, blah, blah. No, because you have to do your own research. And these YouTubers aren't doing their own research. They're just going out, they're doing research on the news to see how far Bitcoin can go, and Ethereum can go, and Cardano can go, and your IOHK, and all of these different things. And then you got the Ethereum hard fork and light fork, or whatever fork there is out there. You have so many different things out there that it's really difficult. These guys, these YouTubers, they're out there and they're saying, "Hey, you know what? Germany doing this, or Russia's doing this with Ethereum, and this over in the continent of Africa, Cardano's over there and stuff like that." We have all of these things that's going on, and that's what a lot of times they're doing a lot of research on that. And then some of the times they're pushing their coins that they've been told to market, so they're out there marketing, and they receive. I have received a couple of them. Emails. I don't really receive a lot of them, but I have received a couple of emails stating that they want me to, push their coin or talk about a coin. I don't want to do that. I'm not getting into that. I'm a free spirit. I just want to talk about what I want to talk about, and that's it. And yeah, so I don't really have time to push. I'm not going to call what kind of coins they are, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So anyway, we go on from there. these YouTubers, as I was saying, these YouTubers, they care about their pockets, and understandably so. I mean, if I had Bitcoin, like if I had 5 or 6 Bitcoin or even 30 Bitcoin, I want to talk about it a lot as well. I mean, hey, the market going up, and I'd be looking at it all the time and doing all these kind of things. The reality of it, though, is that for me personally, I'm looking at the technology on the technology side, right? So we have blockchain, and then we have Holochain, and I also, I'm at the point to where I'm starting to think about a lot of things of exactly how Holochain is going to not only, I've already been thinking about how it's going to affect the market, but also how it's going to help communication within organizations, within companies, and you're going to have this is going to be this technology is going to be huge, and I cannot stress that enough for some of you guys out there. I'm going to laugh my ass off when a lot of these YouTubers out here that does not talk about technology, and I get talking about coins and going up and down and making a bunch of money and everything else in between, but let's talk about technology. When you're talking about technology, you're talking about the latest, greatest thing that's coming up, then yeah, I think you probably should, especially if they're in the top 100. Now, maybe, 500, 800, and, they got like the market cap is extremely low and they have an idea and they're not really doing anything, whatever. But when it's in the top 100 and it actually has a real utility behind it, and they have a product and different things like that, you got, in my own personal opinion, don't listen to me, but if you don't want to, but you've got to understand that technology over the, 30, 40 years has always come out on top. The latest, the greatest, whatever it is, always comes out on top. And the people who have invested in these technologies always, and I'm going to say this again, always make plenty of money because of the fact that they got in early, they realized that this is going to revolutionize or change things, and then they move forward from there. So I'm gonna laugh at these YouTubers, not in a mean way, but just kind of chuckle because of the fact that they could be talking about the latest technology and how it's going to do certain things, but they're talking about a lot about Cardano and Ethereum and different things like that, but they're not even working. Like it's not working in the real world, like in the real world right now. So again, they have so much publicity. Obviously, Bitcoin, I understand why Bitcoin has so much publicity because it was the first. But you have all this publicity and different things like that, and you can't use it. It has no utility. And so a lot of these projects, some of these projects in the top 100, I would take over Ethereum or Cardano or Bitcoin because of the fact that they actually do have real utility. We're going to get to the point to where we're going to have about 10 to 15 coins or tokens that's really, really going to make it. And I got my own personal opinion. I think maybe 2 of them that's in the top 10 are going to make it. I think Bitcoin will always make it. Not that I believe in Bitcoin, or I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist, but I do understand the realities of the world. I do see how things are going. And it's going to take some years before people really start understanding. So I think that Bitcoin will be used as a store of value. It just is what it is. I know many of you guys, obviously Holochain, I believe is the future, but one of the things that I understand is that you have to really take in how the world operates and how it moves forward. The world is moving so slow right now. The rules and regulations and everything else is moving so slow. So while the world is still trying to grasp blockchain, Holochain is out. Holochain is about to be out, excuse me. And there's so many things that's going on with this technology that I think is really crazy how people are not really seeing this. Either they don't want to see it or I don't understand. So anyway, sorry about all that, but I just wanted to communicate with you guys and kind of let you guys know what was on my mind as far as Holochain is concerned. Again, I'm going to start talking about some dev stuff either today or tomorrow, and really breaking some of that stuff down. For some of you guys who are new, who don't really understand Holochain, they did create a great video. If you just go on Holochain, you just put in Holochain and the recent videos. They made a nice a new video explaining what Holochain is and what they're planning on doing. I would recommend you guys really listen closely to that video because of the fact it's kind of funny, but I think, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna hold off on that. But I have a lot of things on I do have a lot of things on my mind as far as Holochain is concerned, about things that are going on behind the scenes. So, but I just keep that to my chest just for a second, and then maybe on my next video or a couple of videos, I will bring it up and we'll start talking about it. But the Holo organization, Holochain has been doing, the Holo team has been doing great. The community is great. I need to ingratiate myself with a lot of people in the community. I have a lot of things going on in my personal life, and I just don't want to add to my plate, not drama or anything like that. But sometimes, you know, you really need to concentrate on yourself and make sure that you're preparing yourself, because I will be preparing myself for employment pretty soon. But we'll see how that goes. I got a lot of things going on behind the scenes. So, well, I do make these videos, and I do have a lot of fun with these videos. There are other things in my life, in my personal life and goals that I need to make sure that I reach. So I need to make sure that I get there. But anyway, you guys, please, you know, the market is kind of crazy. I'm still holding on. I still believe that Holochain is the hot token, is going to get to 10 to 15 cents. I just do believe that by the end of the year. That's just my own personal opinion. Obviously, I could be wrong, but I'm really confident. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Please. I love all you guys' comments. If you made it this far, please send me a comment. I love talking and discussing things with you guys. For some of you out there who are upset with my the volume for my videos, I apologize. It just is what it is. If you guys notice that these videos that I make from my phone have great volume, that's because there's not a lot of connections. There's microphone and different things like that. There's nothing there, so it's just strictly my phone. When I'm on a computer, it's a little bit of a different story, and that's the thing that needs to be adjusted. I think I have adjusted it pretty good, but you know what? I thought so last time. I ended up I made like a 45-minute video and had to scratch it because the sound was just horrendous. I mean, just disgusting. I was like, oh man, like people will literally find me and kill me for doing this to their ears. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Please stay positive out there. And by all means, do your own research, And last but not least, as I always say to everyone out there, above all else, stay safe out there. Bye, you guys.